happens every time I get gas. If it's obviously not full, why is this happening? Let me explain. This can be a pretty frustrating problem, one that sometimes comes with no other symptoms, no check engine lights, and no drivability issues. And hopefully by the end of this video, I can teach you not only why the gas pump shuts off on its own, but also what would make it do that when it's not ready to. And for that, there's a couple of systems in the car and on the gas pump itself that you need to understand. And to help me explain it, I'm gonna draw pictures. Buckle up. First off, let's start with the gas pump itself and how it shuts off. Sure. So here you have your gas nozzle. This is the part that the gas comes out of to fill your car up. It comes out of right there. But also in there is a little valve. And as gas is coming out, it's letting air back in. Because whenever you're putting liquid into something that's sealed, or at least that seems sealed, we'll talk about that in a minute, the air that's in there has to go somewhere. And in this case, the pump lets some of that air back out. And then you have this tube right here that's connected to your gas tank down here. Once your gas tank is full, the gas starts moving back up this tube, and once gas hits the end of the tube, it blocks off that air passageway, letting it know that the tank is full, and then it clicks the handle for you, letting you know that your gas tank can no longer accept any more gas. It's full. But if the gas tank isn't full, what's causing it to click off prematurely? Well, in order to explain the answer to that question, we have to understand how the vehicle's evaporative emissions system works. Okay, so here is the gas tank, just chilling. Dang, it's a pretty sweet gas tank, you might say. And it's got some gas in it. It's pretty good. Move over, Bob Ross. Now, if this system was just completely sealed, we'd have some problems. If you've ever spilled gasoline anywhere, you know that it evaporates very quickly. So gasoline wants to just turn from a liquid into a gas, which inside of this sealed tank would cause a lot of pressure. This part of the gas tank is where gas would come into, but there's this entire other system that's built off of the gas tank called the evaporative emissions system. And it consists of some tubes that come out of the gas tank and go to what's called a vapor canister. The vapor canister, or some people also call it a charcoal canister, is full of charcoal. And charcoal works like a sponge and collects all those gasoline vapors inside there. But over time, it would just collect a whole bunch of those, and then those vapors would have nowhere to go eventually. So there's another tube that comes off of this canister that goes all the way up to the engine to a purge valve. Now you have gasoline vapors all the way up to the purge valve, and then that purge valve will go into the intake system of your vehicle. There's also another tube off of here that lets in fresh air, but there's also a valve on it that only lets in fresh air when this valve opens. So let's say you're driving your car around, your gasoline's creating all these vapors, they're getting collected into this charcoal, you give the car a little bit of throttle. When you do that, the purge valve will let some of the vapors go directly into your engine and act as, well, gasoline, giving your car a little bit better fuel economy while not letting these vapors escape into the atmosphere, which is bad for it. This little fresh inlet valve will open up when the purge valve opens up in order to let those vapors kind of move through this system without it having to pull too much vacuum at the purge valve. I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a pretty sick system. Getting better gas mileage, it's good for the environment. How's that making the gas pump click off early before the tank is full? Well, when you're putting gas in here, you have all this vapor in here that has pressure that wants to escape out there, and you have this small little neck that gasoline's trying to come down. And if there is an issue with your vapor canister, it won't allow all of that pressure out, and the pressure will build up here, not letting the gas get into the tank. It's basically acting like a little pressure wall, and then it just fills up the neck that you're putting gas into, and the gas will touch the tip of that nozzle that we talked about earlier, making it click off. And then once it clicks off, the gas pressure finally subsides, this gas will fall down into the tank, and then that cycle starts over again. So you have this pressure building up inside the tank that causes this little pressure wall here that causes the fuel pump handle to click off repeatedly, which is just annoying. But eventually, if this charcoal canister gets bad enough, it will throw a check engine light for the EVAP system. And that's when you have to take it to a dealer, and they do all kinds of smoke tests where they put smoke in this entire system and try and see if there's a leak anywhere, because usually EVAP check engine lights just say evaporative emissions system, you figure it out. So we have this little clue that something bad could eventually happen, which is the gas pump clicking off a little bit early. Which is why I have this. This is exactly that part that we were just talking about, a vapor canister. You can kind of see where some of these lines plug in at that go from the gas tank up to the purge valve. And then it has the fresh air intake tube, and it has this little electrical connector here so that it can open and close that whenever the purge valve underneath the hood opens and closes, allowing the cycle of the evaporative emissions system to do its magic. Now, most of the time, if one of these goes bad in my cars, I would take it out and throw it in the trash can. Just kidding, government, I would never do that. But because this is my daily driver, and I'm not exactly trying to make this one go as fast as it can, I don't know, whatever I do to my other cars, I'm just going to go ahead and replace this so that I can just put gas in my car and everything goes smoothly. Luckily on this car, this is pretty easy to do. It looks like it's 3 total bolts, and it's just inside the fender well, underneath the fender liner. Let's throw this thing in there real quick, and then hopefully our problems will be solved. Sure would be nice to have that thing in. I do have it marked on the floor, so hopefully an upcoming video is us installing the lift. No check engine light, no check engine light, no check engine light. Perfect. Easy enough. I did break a stud when I was installing that, but there was 2 of them. So I think that's why they give you that extra one. In case one breaks, there's another one right there. So that canister is now only held in by 2 bolts. It's gonna be so nice to be able to fill this thing up without the gas pump clicking off 15 times and taking 20 minutes to fill the gas tank. So from what I understand, this is not exactly a super common problem with the Giulias, but it does happen. But this is a common problem for many other cars. I think some Chevy trucks have this issue quite often, and I'm sure plenty of other people have had it in the past as well. So hopefully this video can help somebody out there that's having this issue, doesn't understand what's going on, to where they can have enough confidence to potentially fix it themselves and not have to spend a ton of money trying to track something down. So there you go. Fixing an annoying problem with my daily driver that I've had to deal with for a long time. It's quite satisfying. Thanks everyone for watching. Please consider subscribing. And stick around, we got some car shows coming up, and then we still have plenty to do with the shop. And of course, still waiting on parts for the Supra, trying to make more power. It's gonna be fun. See you.